Hey, brothers, this is Dick Gregory. And let me tell you, I got my stuff. Let me tell you, money is not power, education is not power, but information is power. And if you let people give you bad information, you got bad power. Every time I come to town, I run here, culture, communication, out here on Cascade, and get me good power. So I just want to say to you that we're going through some strange times, and it's about information. It's not about how much money you got or how many PhDs you got. It's about how much information. Remember, all them folks that put Hitler's thing together, they was educated. All them folks that put the nuclear bomb together, they was educated. All the people who have corrupted this planet was educated. We talking about information now. The day you was born, you was blessed with a mind. And they've been tricking, and here's where you come to erase the tape. And so here's what I want to say in closing. See this tape here? You can erase it and put something else on it. Well, you can do the same thing, because there's a God consciousness that they can't touch. We can erase it. And I comes back here every time I'm in town to get my tape erased and reset. So I just want to thank the brothers and sisters and all of the folks that work hard to see to it that we can have this information. So culture, communications, and production, I thank you. This is Dick Gregory saying, tell your friends and your relatives, stop by here. This is food for the mind. What you eat, you is. And what you think, you is. And so again, I just want to say thank you. You know where the information is. Tell your friends and loved ones. God bless. Thank you.
Such garbage. Meek shall inherit the earth. Okay, have you ever seen pictures of the Vatican? Italy, the city. How meek does that city look to you? I believe there's a plaza with gold-laden floors. Some of the finest art of the world. So I wonder, is that a trick? What do you think? Huh? Shango agrees over here, huh? The king roars at the evil. Yes? Okay. So, before we can move into prosperity, we must eradicate poverty, consciousness. And to cut to the chase, with all due respect, it comes from Christian belief system. You probably don't want to fight against this when you get older. There is an Odu and Ifa. Huh? Already doing it? Ashe. Whoa, Shango. The child is ruled by Shango, the king. There's an Odu and Ifa, or sacred verse, which talks about Obadameji. Obadameji talks about Shango. And Shango was in heaven looking on earth. We're struggling, poor, having no money. And he was disgusted, so came to earth to teach the people. It's not righteous to be poor. Hello. It's not divine. There's nothing good about it. If your child is ill and you can't afford health care for that, what's good about this? You see? So we have to go back and eradicate some poisons put into us, into the water that we're all swimming in. Well, we can either try to cleanse the water or shift rivers. How about that one? Let's just be flying fish for a day and fly into a different stream. I'll come to this word in a minute. This means what? God Almighty, Supreme Being, in her mightiness. Ifa has said Church of Ankh must refer to Supreme Being as woman. Ifa woke me up and said, ask me this question. I did. He said, woman. Do you know why that would be? What do women do that men can't? Birth. What do you call the Supreme Being? The Creator. Right? So the one who is more able to create is more like the Creator. You see? And in all African mythologies, the woman gives birth to the saviors. That is the law from heaven. From here on out, Church of Hong says she. Because it's a neutral word. It's a neutral proper noun. Neither male nor female. So we choose female. She. So in her mightiness, Olodumare, we look at her name. Odu. Now those of you who've had your head readings, meaning your destiny readings, know what an Odu is. And that Odu are powerful things when used, right? They do stuff for you. Okay. But guess what Odu also means in Yoruba? Well, I have Odu. Means I got money. Where does wealth come from? It's staring at you. The Supreme Being. You think money comes from your check, your office, your job. That is simply the vehicle through which infinite prosperity comes to you. You can change vehicles and still prosper. Okay? But if you source, what we call source your money from the source, which is Olodumare, she will expand your vehicles. Olodumare also means to grow never-endingly. Olodumare, never ceasing to expand. So how can poverty be godly? If the very core of the word is godly. So, sin number one of the Africans, thou shalt not be poor. We're rewriting this book. It's a sin, an evil, an evil upon our people. Because when you're poor, you do all kinds of crazy things. You start thinking certain ways, some kind of antisocial things you can do to make money. It starts to twist you, right? When you're prosperous, though, you tend to be more generous. Help your family, help your cousins, help some little brothers and sisters. You become more godlike, as a rule, unless you're a real jerk, right? Then you just become a selfish, mean person. But then that money will dry up. Okay? All right. So what is the cause of our poverty? I got to keep reviewing this to break the pattern. The Great Terror. The terror manifests in Christian mythology. Yes, I'll say it. Christian mythology. It's a mythology, right? If my Orisha are mythological, then your Abraham is mythological. How about that? Sound fair to you? Sounds fair to me. Okay. So we have to become suspicious of ourselves when we're not accepting the raises, not going for them, not accepting compliments. Prosperity is not simply money, you know. It's a godly state of mind. God in terms of Olodumare, never endingly growing. How can I grow in this part of my life? Right? Let's take relationships. You're having a hard time communicating. You want to bring Olodumare, meaning growth in communication. Growth in money. Growth in healing. So I want to write down this word, Olodumare equals wealth. talking some juju to you, for those who can hear me. Those with ears that can hear. The source of your money comes from heaven. Don't be fooled by the slick tongue of Eshu. You see, your boss may think you need him or her, but you can dare to think differently. I'm plugged into Source. You're only a channel for Source, but Source is ever-ending, never-ending. Right? So they treat you like dirt, make you work like a dog, like you can't get another job somewhere. Like they're the only employer in the universe. But many of us fall into that because we don't know the source of our money. Ah. You see? So, let's talk about this fella. Each Orisha or angel has a dark side and a bright side. Just like you, right? Light and dark. Always. Oga Eshu. Oga refers to a magical staff that only Eshu can carry. In Yoruba land, there are certain rites we do to the Oga Eshu, to the staff of Eshu, the trickster. Oga gives Eshu the power to transport himself from anywhere in the universe instantly. But it's a mystery. Oga also means your mind. Your mind is the staff of the trickster. In order to keep you poor, we had to affect your mind. Convince your mind, put a charm on your mind, that the meek shall inherit the earth. We whip it into you, beat you, hang you, and now we holy roll you. Whatever works, right? To keep the spell alive. See, to us it's a magical spell, an evil spell. So, let's talk about your staff of Eshu. Your mind towards money. Towards prospering yourself. As we say in Egypt, to green oneself. To do the greening. You are an infinite being. With infinite potential. You believe me? How do I know you believe me? Say it again. See, Eshu winks when he's around. He starts winking at you. How you live. That's how I can tell if you really believe me. What was it again? How you live, not how you talk. Do you live though as if you were an infinitely prosperous being? I can have all the expansive wealth if I choose to. So, Eshu is Lord of speech, right? Because it takes a mind to think before you can talk, hopefully. Before you can talk, right? Some of us talk before our minds were in the right gear. That's called troubles. Wahala. But we're going to rewire you a bit. This class will have two main functions. One, affirmations. You're going to learn to affirm your behinds all. I'm very tired of once a week affirmations. Every now and then affirming myself. That's why I chose 12 weeks of nailing it in. You see? I want you to master how to affirm your infinite potential. Secondly, you will learn some mystical things that will also draw money to you. Because I know blacks, I know Africans. We love the juju. We may hide because of what?
Terror.
Yeah, that's how it felt, right? Terror. But we're through with that, right? It's a new dawn, isn't it? We'll use our magical staff of Eshu to transport us from one state of consciousness to another using our minds. And you must learn to use your tongue. Speak it up. Conjure it through your positive speech. Every day, and I love this one, every day in every way I'm prospering. In every way. Don't see it, don't know how, and it's happening. Oh God, I just used my oh God staff. Is that not magical?
It's magical.
From one little mind. Oga Eshu. Now some folks may ask me, why are you using white folks' new age techniques? Because it works. A. B. And who says it's white folks? Have you ever read Native American prayers? Oh, Mother Earth, show me the beauty path. Bring your abundant beauty to my village, to my people. Some of the most beautiful affirmations I've ever read are Native American. Stunning works. Okay, so I don't think anyone's monopoly. Let's get that clear. Okay? We're going to be using two texts, primarily. Think and Grow Rich Man. He was black, Mr. Hill. He talked to Andrew Carnegie, Thomas Edison, all these folks, and chronicled how they became prosperous. And wrote a book in the early 1900s called Think and Grow Rich, which is a staple of many corporations in America. A staple. And look how short it is. Secondly, Dynamic Laws of Prosperity by Miss Catherine Ponder. A woman who survived the Great Depression and wrote the laws of prosperity she discovered to help people. Okay? The only problem with this book is it gets a little Christian too much for me at times. But we just kind of wade through like seaweed. Just push it away, keep swimming. Because the principles are accurate. Catherine Ponder. She's written a whole series of books. Okay? I like her book because it's full of affirmations. Full of them. They're beautiful, wonderful affirmations, and they work. Like, oh gosh. Now, Babalawos are skilled in the power of word. How to use word mystically. Sound. We know charms and spells and all that stuff. But of all the charms I know, there's one I found supreme. Which I'll tell you. The spell of the opposite word. This mighty, a mighty wand indeed. Everyone say, I'm tired.
I'm tired.
Reverse it. Did you see? take a little slow. Let's slow down this. Take a minute. Say, I'm tired. Watch what your body does. Okay? Detect what your body is moved. Then reverse it. Watch your body. Subtle, isn't it? But definite. You see how strong that spell is? You're arguing with somebody. They're just cursing you out. And you say you're wonderful. I love you. You're cursing me out. You're a wonderful person. You bring it right back. Watch them. Oh, they buckle. Because of this spell of power. You're reversing everything. No one believes me when I say this is the most powerful one I know. I have no money. Becomes... Yes. There's a difference in you, right? Oh, yeah. Yeah? Yeah. My children are little monsters. No. My children are divine beings having a hard time discovering that. Did I change something there? You see that being very differently now. You see the power of the spell of the opposite word. When you learn to really wield that spell, that staff, you'll be loved by the world. Everyone will knock on your door, calling you up. Now, since we're African, I know it takes more than simply saying it. But you can't get there without saying it in the first place. Then we have to change your soul's frequency to vibe to what you're saying. And that's the mystical stuff we'll do. So we got you covered, front and back. Okay? But please don't underestimate this power. So the first rule is to catch yourself talking yourself down. I want you to become very hypersensitive to negative speech or negative internal thought. I can't do that. I could do that if I chose to. I can't have that dress. I can have that dress if I want it. I can't make that raise. I can go beyond that raise. Just catch yourself. Listen to TV and radio and watch how people talk. I want you to start to see as sure. Second exercise. Reverse some things you hear on TV, in the papers, in the news. Just in your head, reverse it. That's a crazy person. Can become what? Someone give me an example. Someone wave that wand for me. The brilliant person. He's a brilliant person.
He too has special gifts.
Yes, he too has special gifts. That's a whole different being. Because I shifted my consciousness instantly from one place in the universe to another. Oh, God, see how deep you are? How deep your stuff is? Okay. These classes will be shorter, like an hour long. Because I'm cutting to the chase. The goal is for you to be more prosperous when you end than when you began. To whip yourself, to convince yourself how prosperous, how much Oludumare lives inside of you. Because we also teach in Africa, Supreme Being, she is a queen. Queen means what? Rich. Big dowry. Right? Now, you are whose child? So, how can a queen give birth to a prince or princess who was poor? Obviously, that wasn't done by the queen. Some other force did that. Convince this prince that you're poor, have no money. Right? It sounds crazy. You're a prince. What are you talking about? How can that be? And guess who asked that? The ancestors. How can this be? Pyramid builders. Creators of science and math and arts. How can this be? Then they turn to channel 54. Someone holy roll in. Give me your money. Oh, that's how this can be. The spell is still alive. But we'll fix that. I got a spell of my own. Over here, what you see. Oh, first, I want you to say this for me, aloud. I want to hear you speak. Oh, Baba Lee. I want to hear you speaking. Oh, okay. It is my divine right to prosper. Say it again. It is my divine right to prosper. Africans all, I shame. Say it again. It is my divine right to prosper. Now say it though as if you believe it. It is my divine right to prosper. Emphasize the word right now. It is my divine right to prosper. Two more times for the charm. Creates a charm. It is my divine right to prosper. Yes. It is my divine right to prosper. Yes. You feel Olujamare now? Expanding you? Because you're speaking though as if you were an infinite being. Where time and space do not limit you. You may not see now, but you can summon it anyway. In the summoning, you'll find the now. So 12 weeks of this kind of talk is what I want from you. 12 weeks of no negative talk. Talking yourself down. That's the challenge of this seminar, this workshop. Now, over here we have something that I shouldn't be revealing to you, but I do. Those who had the prosperity lecture a few months ago saw it before. Have you heard the word beve in voodoo? Little mystical symbols and shapes. They're called sigils in European works. It's called bango in Congo system, the bango. Symbology, right? They're mystical symbols that draw things. Okay? The goddess of money, her name is Ajik. She lives in the sea, where the deep blue hides the treasures, the undersea treasures within you. To get some dough, you got to go to Ajay. But she likes you to court her a certain way, with the Ogaya shoe. An example. Imagine the ocean as an infinite sea of money. I mean that, imagine it. This class should be doing a lot of imagining. It's just too divine this week. All the added emphases to the divine. Special effects, yes, that's it. Special effects. And there's no Spielberg for miles. What was I saying? Yeah, thank you.
Take your time. It's okay.
Infinite expanse of money. An ocean. Let's say the Pacific. Okay? Now see yourself walking on the beach to this ocean. You can have as much as you want from that ocean. That's the first step. Honestly, look in your hands and see what size cup you have. Basket? Could you carry the basket? What else do the people have?
She could carry it.
Thimbles? What is thimble?
Barrel.
A barrel? A wheelbarrow, I see. Who had trucks?
I had a U-Haul.
A U-Haul.
Oh, I had a cloud. Mine's falling out the cloud. Unlimited.
You see?
Yeah.
What you just saw was your true belief about your power to prosper.
That's right.
What do you bring to the source of wealth? If you bring a cup, then you scoop out the cup. Just take your cup, that's it. Is the ocean really diminished? No. If you had a house, you just put in the water and it sucks up all the money. Is the ocean any less diminished? So, by the end, I want to see when I ask you that question, what you have before you to get that from the source. How big is your cup? Oh, by the way, the cup means consciousness. So you had a truck of consciousness size. A consciousness size truck. A barrel size consciousness. And please, don't fall for the hype of others. All you need is the Oga Eshu to get it. The belief that you can have it. When you read these books, that's all they're saying. Believe it, you can have it. You gotta be pretty. You gotta be good. Look at Mick Jagger. Do you need talent? Look at Mick Jagger. Look at Bob Dylan.
All right.
You gotta be from a good family.
Michael Jackson.
Look at Oprah Winfrey. Look at Michael Jackson. You see, none of those things are really true unless you believe they're true. Unless you believe, which is as true. Right? I can end the seminar right now. I really could if you really got what I just said. If you really got it. But we want to make sure we nail it. Make sure you got it. So when you finish these 12 weeks and your little nephews call you, you're speaking a certain way to them. You're talking them up in a certain Olodumare fashion. Instinctual, without even second thought. You're always so positive. Thank you. So are you. See, there you go again. Go again. You will be loved by the world. Who does not love a positive person? Even if it's too positive.
That's right.
You still want to be around them a little bit. Right? Okay. Now, each week, I'm going to give you a line of a mystical verse that draws her from Yoruba language, the mystical side of Yoruba language. But only one line per week. And at the end of each lecture, I have folks coming in here, what was that line? And running out. Let's see. Because in Yoruba, sound creates things. And sound has magical properties. Here it is, number 1. Origidi P. Origidi P is the first verse that stirs Aj.
Can you spell it because you can't see back here or write it higher?
Right higher up here?
Yes.
Can you see this level well? Can you see it now?
No.